Hi, welcome back to a brand new video of the Target Individual Program, Target Experience. The one thing I always talk about also is how they don't want black people to become knowledgeable about their history, who they are, their ancestors. They don't want black people to become a people that have significant numbers in certain fields: science, engineering, law, medicine, psychiatry. And the reason why it is because, as Dr. Amos says, they have to make you dumb. They have to keep you, my people, our people, out of certain fields, out of certain areas, out of certain industries. And I forgot finance too. So let me just plug that in there, right? And so as I'm on Facebook and I'm on my desktop. I'm scrolling through my Facebook page, and I get to this post. Okay, it says self-hate will end when knowledge of self begin. And as I'm reading that, I see that the New York Predators Department use their sirens. And I talk about this all the time. I say, what they tell me, the subliminal message that they send me is different from what they tell their perps, the civilians, the DANs, the dumbass Negropeans, because they are easily manipulated. I talk about the believer's mindset. Go and read about your personality trait if you are a believer, because having a believer's mindset will always work against you. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, Asian, Hispanic. As long as you have a believer's mindset instead of a critical thinking mind, instead of knowing how to think, only what to believe, it's going to always work against you. And those who are in positions of power, who know and who know better and who know your mindset, knows how to manipulate it. Okay? So I said, when they did that, I said, I got to do a video on this, because like I said, I'm going to document everything that they do, and I'm going to expose them for who they are. When you look at the Epstein thing that's going on right now, right? There are thousands of Epsteins. Okay, you have thousands of millionaires. There are thousands of Epsteins, and Epstein is not the top person within the top people. There are always going to be those that are higher up. Epstein is their victim, as well as he is the perpetrator of other victims. Just as P. Diddy was, Sean Combs was their victim, right? And how they use him. And again, Sean Combs is different, other than the attack on his girlfriend at the time, which was totally wrong, and she signed, non-disclosive settlement with him, right? But the other women knew what they were getting into. They signed NDAs to try to make him out to be some sex trafficker or whatever. It's a lot. And I keep saying, when we don't have conscious people around us, and this is exactly what they do. They remove the support circle. They remove the people who want what's best for you. They remove the people who's going to tell you the truth, because they can place people in who's going to lie to you, who's going to manipulate you, right? Who's going to brainwash you. And then when they're done with you, they're going to discard you. You need to understand their mindset, right? So I'll say this: if you go and you get the book called Wolf in Sheep Clothing, it's going to give you a better understanding of people personality traits. It's going to help you to identify certain personality traits within people, and you need to start looking at that. You need to start understanding the people you're around, not because you go out with them and you have fun, but you also need to understand that there could be a handler sent to you to manipulate you. And people will say, well, it's only happened in the movies. No. You have to understand the mindset of these people, those who are in power, the very, very wealthy. Right? And they want to manipulate every single person within the society, particularly in America. It is to manipulate and to set up every single black man in America, okay, and black women who have consciousness, right? Because they don't want the masses of black people to have consciousness. They don't want the masses of black people to understand who they are and where they come from, right? You gotta, I mean, these people have power. They can do whatever they want. But like I tell them all the time, my purpose is greater than theirs. I'm about the truth and exposing their evil, their deception, their lies, their manipulation. Okay? And I'm not going to stop until it happens. If it doesn't happen in my lifetime, it will happen in somebody else's lifetime who will have the same mindset, the same purpose of exposing these evil people for what they continue to do. All right? These people are the ones that have committed some of the worst atrocities to human beings. And they continue to do so because they don't see themselves as human. They see themselves as our gods. They see themselves as our gods who can use us in their games with their sadistic mindset because they get off on it. They get off on it. So whether they're in the Predator Police Department, whether they be in the government, whether they be in the security agencies, whether they be in the financial markets, whether they be in the medical field, right? Some of the top neuroscientists, they are eugenicists. I watched a video of a white European neurogeneticist, Sam Harris, talking about eating babies and why would it be wrong to eat babies? If you don't understand their mindset, our future generation, because what it is that they're doing, they're very, very patient in watching their plan come together. They play chess. Chess is not a quick game. All right, that's checkers. Chess is a long, thoughtful game. The only how chess become quick is when you have two people who are masters at it. But for everybody else who don't know the game of chess, or whether they're amateur or intermediate, it is not a quick game. And if you play against a master who can play fast and you can't, you're going to always lose. Okay? Their mindset is the long game. Go look at some of the things go read about some of the things that they've been doing, to extend their lives, their lives. All right. Again, you look at I talk about the Netflix series, which I love, by the way, called Orphan Black. All right. Go look at the Doom, the remake of Doom. All right, part 1 and part 2. And you'll see sometimes Hollywood put messages in there so to see who within the public can actually get it. Go look at it. Go look at those. Look at that series on Netflix, Orphan Black, and go look at the Doom, the Dune movies, right? Part 1 and part 2. And think about it. Contemplate what messages that those movies were sending you. All right? Open your mind. Open your eyes, your mind eyes. Elevate your consciousness. Stop believing. Get into the realm of knowing. Talk to you guys in the next video.